A very good morning to Kenyan citizens. Welcome, and this is the Current Affairs segment, your trusted source for the latest news, insightful discussions, and impactful stories shaping our nation and beyond. I'm Angela Kabete, and together with Mr. Kimotho, we'll dive into the latest news and uncover the truth behind the news of what has been happening that is in our country and beyond. So make sure that you stay tuned as we break it down right here, right now. Mr. Kimotho, a very good morning to you.
Good morning too.
Leo naka President Kimpango nini utuambie?
Jana niliona kuna watu wanaingia class ya ya
wale kina Elon Musk.
Sasa inabidi sasa na yeye unaingia. Unajua ukisoma hizi na kuinfluence.
Ukisha si pia pressure.
Inakaribia pale. Lazima kuna influence nyingine ni mzuri ya pesa udosi hivi na
because you look manias. Sijui kulitwa status pia wewe but Salut watazamaji.
So good morning everyone and welcome to our show. Karibu sana tuweze kuangalia ni yapi ambayo yameandaliwa siku ya leo. Karibuni.
Yeah. And before anything else, it is always our norm to give you that is the verse of the day. And today's verse comes from that is Matthew 5:16, and I read this is what it says. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Kwa hivyo nasema, so in the same way let your light shine. It means that you live in a way that reflects God, that your life is a reflection of what is spoken in the word of God. That includes your deeds, the words that you speak, because the things, and also the character as well. Alafu ndio nasema that is that they may see the good deeds. Kwa hivyo visible faith, in little ile aspect of visible faith, your action should display integrity, kindness and love as well. Inasema that they may see your good deeds and inasema let your shine before others. Kwa hivyo it means that your work should influence other people positively. So each and everything that you're doing every day as a Christian, the deeds that you're doing, the words that you speak, how do they shape one's life? A person who is not born again, mtu akikuangalia, will that person desire to have Christ in them? That's the question that you're supposed to ask yourself. And inasema that and glorify that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So the upper in a little layer, the ultimate goal is not personal, but it's to bring the honor to God and acknowledgement that God is the Father. You know, it means that every act of service, compassion, kila kitu yenye tunafanya, remember, you are representative of the body of Christ. And that is my take. What about you?
And it assumes to what we were preached on Sunday. Tuliambia mambo ya kukwazana. So the verse inaongelelea vizuri sana. Let your light shine before others. So light is a good thing, positive things, and it is something that can be admired by other people.
I agree.
At the same time, na wakati in the light ina shine before other people, it means that also good deeds ambazo zitaonekana kwa watu. So inamaanisha is that as long as tuko hapa inabidi unaheshimu mwenzako, because vile una treat mwenzako hivyo ndivyo Mungu anaangalia.
It's true.
So let us now take that initiative, that challenge, to make sure that light ina shine before others, and also hapo pa good deeds. Hapo kwa good deeds. Hapo na sijui tunasemaga, naonaga watu lazima kusema ongezea volume. Sijui nafai ongezea volume even to our leaders. Good deeds zionekane pale.
I agree.
Yes.
And that is the verse of the day. And now let's head over to what has been happening. I have that is the Daily Nation with me.
I have the Standard newspaper.
And on today's Daily Nation, these are some of the highlights of what we'll be checking out today. We're checking out the education sector, the crisis that the education sector is facing right now. And they're saying free school funds have dropped to a 7-year low. We'll get into details so that we can understand what they mean by that. And then we'll be checking out matters to do with justice and accountability. And then tutaangalia mambo ya national security, and they say police recruitment saga. That is what is happening. Tutaangalia mambo ya economic growth, and the person that has been highlighted today, that is our president. And then we'll be checking out that is sports. So we'll be checking out the sports, and cause sports leo make a victory, Mr. Kimotho, and they say Faith Kipyegon makes history by winning her 4th medal. This is a good thing, right? Tulisema Kenya tuko na nyota ya sports.
Kabisa.
Okay, and on the Standard, what are the top stories?
Nikiangalia kuna hiyo issue ya sports, na naona hiyo itakuwa mzuri tukiangalia kuna some bit of corruption, na pia ninaona hapa kuna some bit of other compensation and other court verdicts ambazo ziko pale. Yes.
Okay, so let's start with that is the Daily Nation, and tumesema tuanzia na that is the education sector, and they say that audit PS Julius Bitok accuses some school heads of submitting incorrect information, and they say free school funds dropped to 7-year low. A cash crunch, the amount allocated per learner so far this year under the free day secondary education program has dropped to that is 15,614 out of the expected 22,244. An analysis of disbursements shows that is what it shows, with schools scheduled to close at the end of next month. This will be the lowest amount since Uhuru's administration. That story is in page 2. Let's check it out. When it comes to the education sector, and they say allocation for school whose records have been verified receive funds. That is what they're saying. And this school funding drops lowest level since Uhuru's era. So this is not that something that has happened to say regime ya Ruto. Can you say that? And they say funds allocated per learners under the free day secondary education program this year have dropped. That is 15,640 below the expected. That is 22,000. An analysis of disbursement, that is what it shows. And they said that on the schools whose records have been verified have received funds, but no circular has confirmed the actual amount of guidelines for its use. That information came from the Ministry of Education. So it means that schools pia wanafaa wapeane the correct data and report as well.
Yes.
And in a letter, that aspect of accountability when it comes to schools. Yeah. And this wanasema that disparities in allocations have also emerged, and a principal in Northern Kenya said that his school received that is 3,324 per learner this term, a shortfall of 1,165, warning that the gap risk is paralyzing learners, and not only learners, let's add peer parents because they participate in paying the school fees. And then there are more analysis of counties, the schools that are complaining, and they say cleared school if data was submitted, if the data is submitted is wrong. Why can the ministry simply ask us to rectify it? This is a question being asked. We are running without power, and children cannot attend schools as they should. That information came from one of the head teacher. So, and at a glance, this is what they have highlighted. Ruto, that is our president, calls for a permanent end to perennial delays. President William Ruto, speaking at Status Nairobi while hosting that is 10,000 teachers on Saturday, admitted that delays stem from a mismatch between the financial year, that is July and June, and the academic calendar, that is January to December. He directed the Cabinet Secretary of Education and the National Treasury to propose a permanent solution by December. So before December, it means that if they could not have provided a solution, nani ataumia? Obviously, they're not those in power. Ni mzazi and the students as well. So I hope they'll do something, because they're saying that we are working very hard to ensure that every school receives their money. We hope that by the end of this week, all verified schools will have their capitation. That is what they said. Nakumbuka bado date one, bado they said the same thing, and it feels like they're procrastinating a lot. I hope they'll do something. And they say that the shortfall has raised concerns among principals who warn that the program is losing credibility. Many schools are mounting debts as as national exams approach, leaving learners exposed to the consequences of chronic underfunding. I hope they do something when it comes to the education sector.
And still to add on that, the issue of education, naangalia pa gazeti la Standard inasema why Ruto's grand promises to teachers could be a pipe dream. So to add now to what you have just read, because now ukumbuke walimu walikuwa wameenda State House, na kulingana na venye walienda na jana tulikuwa somewhere, na nikaona that is mkubwa walimu akachukua microphone akaongea na insist the bargaining that they had kule State House, and na yeye akasema ni kwa sababu ya alisema kuna njia mingi that is ya kuweza kuua panya, kuna dawa, kuna mti, kuna fanya nini. So kuna njia moja ambao waliona ingeweza kusolve mashida zile ambazo wamekuwa nazo. But kulingana na gazeti la Standard ku add on top up now on the issue now of education, naona hapa that is President William Ruto's pledge to teachers, it is already facing a storm of doubt, with many of the promises that is set to mature long after his first term, ambayo that is 2027. Nakumbuke this pledge stretches beyond 2027 kwa sababu unajua alisema that is ataongezea ile capitation that is kulingana ambavyo imekuwa pale. One of the president's announcement was the plan to increase that is a school capitation to the recommended levels of that is from 2,238 per primary pupil, and that is 22,000 per secondary student. Unajua kumeleka hapa ambayo imekuwa pale. But so Ruto promised that the gap would be bridged in two phases. One, that is a half in the year 2025-2026.
Okay.
Haya, kumbuke tuliongea mambo ya promises when to be fulfilled, the time frame
na mambo mengine.
Sasa ndio imekuja hapa. Then the reminder itakuwa ni financial year 2026-2027. So hiyo sasa ndio kulingana na vile ambavyo alifanya nini. But hapa kuna educationist ambaye ni Jane Muthoni pointed out that the current CBA already runs. So hii kuna hii CBA ambao that is wamekuwa kikubaliana nayo inafai run from 2025 to 2029. So unaona inaenda beyond the president that is term ambayo imekuwa pale. So in any early that is recognition will hinder not on but when these promises will be now fulfilled kulingana na vile naona hapa that is akiweza kuongea. So inamaanisha kuna yale mambo ambayo aliongelelea, kuna hii the issue of capitation ambayo aliongelelea, but kuna mjadala ili raise up where I was yesterday. Na all this that walikuwa wameenda kuongelea pale, it is in the constitution. So whether you go there or you don't go there, it needs to be fulfilled. So walikuwa wanauliza why did you go there now to like maybe beg, like try and go to remind them what they're supposed to be done to them. So it raises a lot of question, but the issue here ukiangalia now time frame yao. So unajua already tushaanza that is a financial year 2025-2026. Haya, if we can review to the budget that was presented to the parliament, hii mambo yao ilikuwa pale, because ukumbuke nao pia imekuwa tukiona of late pia the president akiongea contradiction of what now the CS wanaongea, because the CS yale mwenyewe alisema ya kwamba the government cannot afford the capitation of 22,244, na yeye akapresent a budget ambayo ni ya 17,000 capitation per student. So kama kuna hii ambayo wamesema wataongezea, itatoka wapi? Unless there is going to be a supplementary budget ambayo watafix pale. Then the other thing is that kuna hii nyingine ambayo watangojea ya 2026-2027 wakati tuna approach the election. Bado nayo ni 50-50. So that's why now ukiangalia hapa unajua inakuwa mwaka wa politics and you never know kulingana na vile budget itakuweko pale. So kuna hiyo mambo ambayo waliambiwa pale, kuna hiyo mambo ya that is pia na hapa pia waliweza kuongelea mambo ya that is kuangalia that is ku automate now their system afresh ili kuangalia the capacity and the number of students. Na pia tuliona that is pia the president akisema pia maneno ya ghost schools na other ghost zote zitaweza kushughulikiwa. So it's something that needs to be addressed when it comes now to the issue of education, na ikue that is inaiangalia vizuri sana, na isiwe just ni promises, but ikue ni mambo ambayo itaonekana.
Okay, and still on the education sector, I can see that is page 2. There is a dispute. University lecturers declare nationwide strike as talks collapse. A nationwide university strike is said to begin at midnight after talks between lecturer unions and the government collapse. Both sides are blaming the Salaries and Remuneration Commission for stalling resolutions of of disputes. So what is about that? The looming strike comes days after universities reopen for a new academic year, raising fears of renewed disruption. Last year, lecturers paralyzed operations during a 2-week strike that ended only after intervention by the Ministry of Labor, the Federation of Kenya Employment and University Unions. I hope they'll do something because wanafunzi tu wamefungwa a few days ago.
Tabidi waangalie hiyo issue because yote ina relate to the Ministry of Education. Ndio waweza kuiangalia vizuri.
Okay.
Yes.
And another stories, you have something there?
Mimi nasikia kuingia kwa sports.
Unasikia tuingie kwa sports hai.
Hii ni ujumbe ambao unafurahisha sana. Unajua sasa tunaongea mambo ya what mambo mengine. But na pia nilikuwa naona wakati that is tulikuwa na ile michuano ya football ambayo ilikuwa hapa, tulikuwa tunaiangazia sana. Sasa naona hapa pia that is unajua kuna mchuano ambao unaendelea kule Tokyo. Na pia naona hapa wamesema Faith delivers for Kenya in Tokyo with the 4th world title. Mara 4. Kuna mtu amevunja hii record yake. Ni yeye ameweza kuisustain. So that is nikiangalia hapa Kame the Queen kulingana ile kizungu anatumia hapa. Yes.
Ametumia ile kinjez.
Yes. Kame the hour. Okay. Kame the Queen. Hadi wameweka ile kitu inaekwa pale. Faith Kipyegon was unstoppable and she confirmed to the world that she was the golden girl. Hivyo ndio nana ameandika title nzuri.
The words.
Yes. So the 3-time Olympic champion delivered Kenya 3rd gold medal at the ongoing World Athletic Championship. And na pia nikiangalia pia hapa kuna mwanadada pia ambaye alipata silver ambaye anaitwa Dorcas Ewo. Pia naye pia aliweza kutushindia pale. This is a good thing, especially wakati tunaona that is our nation at least inakuwa recognized ama inakuwa entitled na majina mazuri na mambo mazuri. And she has made us proud because ninajua in fact nilikuwa naangalia just in a brief wakati that is hii marathon ilikuwa inafanyika pale, and you could see the pace ambayo alikuwa anafanya pale. And in fact sasa kama huyu Jessica Hall ambaye nilikuwa naona hapo akisema I think ni wa Canada, she tried to keep the pace ya Faith, but ilifika mahali akashindwa.
Ngombe tuko na nyota uamini. Tuko na nyota.
So we are saying congratulations to Faith Kipyegon na pia to Dorcas Ewo na pia kwa wale wengine
na pia
because they have done us proud. Na pia our nation pia kule imejulikana na mambo mazuri. And we are really praying also for the best to kwa wale wengine because nikiangalia hapa naona pia kuna schedule ambayo imewekwa pale, kuna triple jump ambayo iko pale, kuna ingine ya women ya 200 meters nini, na kuna yale mambo naona schedule ya leo imeweza kuangalia hapa. Hii that is hizi sports zote zinafanyika kule that is Tokyo.
Okay. Yes. Because I can see also the same story that is page 1 of the Daily Nation, and they're saying Kenya makes history with the 4th that is 1,500 meters gold medal, and so let's say that's a good thing and kudos.
It is a good thing. And you can imagine if all the effort ambayo that is ikiwezekelewa to the issue of sports. Vile tuliona that is football nasiji kama waliambiliwa Kanyamo, but I don't know. Tuliona that is wale wa football, uliona vile walipatia motivation. Na wakati uliona the president walisikia mzuri, walifeel motivated, walifeel agenda yao haitaji kupitia mtu mwingine, haitaji kupitia PS, haitaji kupitia sijui nani. Agenda yao ilienda direct to the president. Na president yake akawa promise na tukaona kifulfill hiyo. So you can imagine if the ministry is emphasize in all the sports, ikuwe ni football, ikuwe ni athletics, ikuwe ni naona hapa imeandiko that is a triple jump, ikuwe ni volleyball. But they pia tunakuwa na ladies ambao wanatuchezea volleyball vizuri sana. Wanaitwa the Kenya Queens. Na pia tukiwezaona hii michuano yote ikiweza fanyika vizuri, you can imagine hata kwa Olympic tukienda kuparticipate. Na pia tulikuwa tumesema that is tulikuwa tumesuggest one day hapa that is siku moja tu pia na MC Jose, na by the way asalimike sana mahali yako. Tulikuwa tumesuggest ya kwamba ministry kiweza kumuka zile that is the African sports ambao tunakuwa nazo hapa kina Banya zingine sijui zinaitwa nini, zingine zote. Unajua saa zingine ukiangalia that is Olympic, unaonaga other nations kama China, kuna some of the sports huwa analeta pale. Zingine tunajaribu kutafutilia jina inaitwa namna gani, kwa sababu ni zao ni zile talent ambazo wanakuza pale. So hata sisi tukiweza fanya recognition some of these sports ziweze kupatikana pale, tunaweza pata goals zingine mingi sana na inaweza kuwa mzuri. So we are saying kudos that is to them kwa sababu ya vile ambavyo walifanya na participation yao, and we wish them all the best kwa any other participation ambao watakuwa nayo, and it is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And away from that, another story is that is page 1 of the Daily Nation. They're saying that Ruto backs special economic zones to generate new jobs, and that's why tuliona that is Dayton wakisema back to the hustle. And the same president launches that is 2,000 acre and in Kilifi County that is expected to create jobs and attract investments worth 390 billion. That story is in page 6, and they say industrialization, government keen on increasing numbers of industries adding value to local produce, which is a good thing. We can also agree with that. And Ruto economic, they're saying Ruto, that is our president, economic zones to drive jobs for growth. And Wamendika, what our president said, we are investing in special economic zones as engine of growth, fast track industrialization to attract global investors and create wealth for our people. And investors in special economic zones are set to enjoy a number of incentives, and they say the government is backing all special economic zones to achieve its goals of industrialization counties and creating employment opportunities. And in addition to that, our president said the administration is keen to grow the number of is adding value to local products and will be achieved through tax incentives and easier access to raw materials and strong investor protections. That is what our president said. And he added that his government has enacted laws to attract investors such as exemption from excise and import duty, zero-rated VAT, and exemption from stamp duty. Investors also enjoy a corporate tax incentives and will be offered that is a preferential rates of 10% for the first 10 years 15%, and the next 10 years that is 30% subsequent years. So also investors, there is something that is in for them.
Yeah,
we can say this is a good thing.
It is a good thing because every county is unique, every area it is very unique, and especially if pia the Ministry of Tourism wakiweza shikana na wao, because pia kuna other counties iko na tourist things ambazo zinaweza kuwa pale, na pia is also a very good thing, na pia initiative ya that is empower investment in those areas.
Yeah. It seems our president is so focused on bringing that is development and growth in our country.
Yeah, he has to, because unajua kuna time frame ambayo kuna hadi 2027.
Okay.
Na and actually pia all the time wako nayo. So pia unajua pia kuna ile checklist ako nayo ya kuweza kufanya na kuimplement. So saizi yako na jukumu la kufanya anything ambayo anaona itasaidia Kenyans.
And they say Kenya will be among those countries in Africa which will help in exporting raw materials and reduce importation of finished goods. That statement came from one of the professors. And that's a good thing. I believe Kenyans can also agree with that. And away from that, you have something?
Nikiangalia hapa nao pia naona hapa that is gazeti la Standard page 7. Nikiangalia hapa that is kuna issue now spending. Na naona hapa kuna that is ambaye anaitwa Bernard Mushere say that Ruto regime accused of over 3.3 trillion illegal debts. So fraud examiner, wow, I never knew kuna profession kama hiyo. It's a very good thing. Fraud examiner Bernard Mushere claims that only 958 billion spent on development, raising questions over remaining that is of funds. Kenya Kwanza has been on a mega project, the most non-table of which is the affordable housing program. na kulingana na that is Bernard, that is Mushere, yeye mwenyewe anasema ya kwanza that his point is that only that 958 billion has gone to development out of 4.2 trillion. He says Ruto's administration has incurred in public debts. So Ruto has been big that is on mega project, the most notable of which is the affordable housing program ambayo imekuwa pale, and na unajua pia affordable program because pia unaona kuna some of a few percentage ya nini inakatwa kwa kwa watu wengi ambao that is wanalipo mshahara, na pia inaonekana bado pia kuna a lot of money ambayo pia inakuwa borrowed in order now for that project to be completely exercised. So if we assume that the development of expenditure were financed by borrowing only, that's what ana quote, not no tax revenue was used. It means that this government borrowed unlawfully, that is of approximately that is a 3.3 trillion. Being that is a 4.2, that is a trillion minus that is a here, Mushere says in a press statement yesterday. So Mushere, he's a certified, that is a fraud examiner who worked as a auditor in the National Treasury for 4 decades. So he has an experience, ya kuangalia spending na vile mambo wanasema. So to him is saying that the money that was borrowed, or the money that has already been borrowed, only a few ambayo imeweza kwenda kwa development. So hiyo ingine inakuwa that is inakuwa ni ngumu sana kuweza kuitrace mahali ilienda. So it draws to his figures from the statement of the actual revenue, and that is issued in the financial ending, that is June 2023, 2024 and 2025, a document gazetted monthly by the National Treasury, that is sasa kwa hiyo period ambayo ilikuwa pale unasema that is ile amount ambayo imekuwa collected ni 6.7 trillion in taxes. So yeye mwenyewe ana mtazamo wake, anaona kama in 2023, 2024, 2025 already tumeweza kuleta revenue ya 6.7 trillion. Na already borrow 4.2 trillion. So kulingana na yeye anaona that is that is kuna hii madeni ambayo imechukuliwa haikufaa kuchukuliwa. If our spending ingeweza kutumika vizuri, that is sisi wenyewe tungeweza kujisustain, which is also a very good thing. And that's what tunasema some of these experts hao ndio wanafaa pia wakuwe pale in some of the advisory opinion ambazo zinafaa zikuwe pale. So to him is saying that the money ambayo imekuwa borrowed, just a few of it ndio imeenda kwa development expenditure, na hiyo ingine inaenda kwa to other, that is kwa loans, na ingine to recurrent expenditure. So his advice, na kulingana na venye naona hapa gazeti ikisema, is that now his statement is that what now has been borrowed, could it have been compared to the revenue ambayo tumegain hapa, we could have borrowed just a few, na hiyo ingine ingeweza kuenda kwa the right purposes ambayo imekuwa ikifanyika pale. So he's just trying also now to echo the words ambayo tumekuwa tukiona the controller of budget na the auditor general ambao wamekuwa that is wakire some of these issues on a budget that is a shortfall ambazo zimekuwa pale, some of the loophole ambazo zimekuwa pale concerning now na mambo na spending, na pia advisory opinion ambao wamekuwa wako nayo. So if the ministry can be sitting down is such that is professionals wanakaa chini ili wanaweza kuangalia, because unaona wakati bado madeni yanaendelea bado huo mzigo unarudia pa Mkenya.
I agree.
Yes.
And away from that, another stories when it comes to that is justice and accountability, that is page 10 of the Daily Nation. They say that a court quashes DPP's decision to drop Oparanya's corruption case. And when you Oparanya, he's the ODM chairman in Kakamega County.
Yeah.
And they say that the High Court has quashed the Director of Public Prosecution's decision to drop 57 million corruption charges against Cooperative Cabinet Secretary, that is Wycliffe Oparanya, terming the move was unconstitutional. And in addition to that, the Commission has recommended charges of conflict of interest, abuse of money laundering, and conspiracy to commit an offense of corruption charges against Mr. Oparanya for irregularly receiving that is 56.7 million indirectly from county government of Kakamega. It was allegedly that the CS received the money from the directors of Sabema International Limited and Limited Resources. So that is what they are saying. And Wameka, that is 56.7 million amount CS weekly for Paranya is said to have received irregularly from Kakamega County. And then we have that is there is a sentiment imetolewa hapa by that is Justice Benson Musyoki anasema, where an act or omission goes against the word and spirit of constitution, the actors cannot claim constitutional independence when they are called upon to account for their said actions or omissions. So I hope they'll do something about it, so they can be clear. Unajua kukiwa na evidence and a concrete evidence ungekuwa wanaargue hapa.
Unajua reason ndio tumekuwa tukiona kulikuwa na the issue na tuliona the office of the DPP na pia the EACC wakiapia that is in the panel ya parliament na walikuwa wanasema that is the EACC walikuwa wanasema saa zingine the DPP wana surpass some of the allegations zimekuwa pale because the office of the DPP ndio ilienda ika clear that is now the CS because Oparanya is also the cooperative that is and SMEs that is a development CS. So ukiangalia that is kulikuwa na ile kesi ambayo alikuwa na 2.2 billion ambayo ilikuwa link na yeye wakati alikuwa government that is a governor wa Kakamega. Wakati that is alikuwa nominated that is a CS, the office of the DPP walienda wakadrop. Now these are corruption that is a cases ambazo zilikuwa pale. But sasa hii kesi imerudi pale that is a kotini na that is now kotini sasa ikasema hii kesi inafaa iweze kuendelea because ni kitu unajua sasa unamaanisha ukistop kitu lazima either ikuwe kuna verdict ambayo ilitolewa pale. So inamaanisha hii kesi imerudi pale kotini na kwa sababu mtu ako na uhuru ya kwenda kujitetea ama ya kwenda nao that is you know to prove that is against the allegation ambazo zimekuwa forwarded pale. Sasa tunaona that is akiapia pale. This is also unajua hii ni baadhi ya mambo ambayo watu wali raise questions wakati how the CS walikuwa nominated because pia kuna wengine ambao kulikuwa na some of the issues na pia inaonesha that is kuna shortfall ya vile sheria inafaa ifuatwe pale. So that is and no one is above the law so that sasa kama kuna mtu yote pia ambayo kuna hizi cases, these two offices they need to work together. The EACC inafaa pia ifanye investigation na pia wakati mtu amepatikana na pesa ambayo that is ilifaa iende to the public na akaitumia vibaya, hiyo pesa inafaa irudishwe because kuna other pia governors wamekuwa indicated na pia kuna kesi ambazo zimekuwa ziko pale. So this is a story pia ambayo ninaona that is imeangaziwa that is kwa gazeti la Standard na ninajua itakuwa inafuatiliwa kwa uangalifu pia bado pale.
Okay, another stories you have something else?
Unajua kuna that is kuna by election ambazo ziko pale. Na nikiangalia gazeti ya hapa la Standard inasema parties sharpen knives as a mini polls countdown begins today. So that is naona hapa kuna vyama, kuna Kenya that is Kenya Kwanza unajua au kwa broad based government. Pia naona kuna other parties ambazo ziko hapa. Kuna other areas ambayo that is unajua kutakuwa kuna by election ambazo zitafanyika in some of the wards, kuna some of the by election ambazo zitafanyika that is in some of that is constituencies na you know vyama ni vingi sana na kile chama inajaribu pale kwenda pale ground kujitetea you know depending nao na pia tunaona kuna mirengo tofauti kama opposition tuliona kuna wote that is all agree that is kuachia mtu mmoja kama ni kule that is Mbeere North tuliona wakiachia mmoja pia naona hapa pia ODM pia nao wameagree that is kuna some of the areas kama hiyo ni ngome ya UDA hawatafili mtu kama ni UDA hawatafili mtu kama ni ngome ya that is a ODM. So in all this is just some of that is a requirement and some of the things ambazo zinaendelea pale pia ninaona that is pia the IBC pia that is pia wametoa guideline yao na kulingana na political parties zinafaa zikwe zimeresolve any other issue ambayo inafaa ikwe imeresolve hiyo before October that is 2nd na pia IBC naona pia hapa kuna wanangojea pia that is wale the candidates waweze ku present their papers because IBC lazima that is iangalie those papers vizuri na ndio kuwe qualified na pia kuna zile payment ambazo zinafaa zilipwe kulingana na various position ambazo zinafaa zikuwe pale. So all this just a preparation kwa zile by election ambazo zimekuwa pale na ninajua some of these by election ndio pia zitaonesha now the that is a political strength of some of these parties na pia some of this alignment ambayo imekuwa pale between the government na pia na upande wa that is our opposition.
Yes. Okay. And when it comes to that is matters to do with the police and the national security, they say that supremacy battle, the MPESA and the police service have the difference between payroll management, and they say why AG Kanja Commission are fighting over police recruitment, and they're saying the long running dispute centers on the battle control of that is 379 million recruitment budget, and at a glance they have allocated 10,000, that is officers that are expected to be recruited to the National Police Service. And they say the committee rejected the commission's proposal for an online recruitment process, and this is after the NPESA said that the regulations are not ready. And then there is a statement that is from the committee chairperson Karoli Omondi, anasema that we have agreed that the commission and the service will meet on Thursday to iron out their issues. After Thursday, they will announce the date of the recruitment of the police officers.
Yeah. So it's something that needs also to be addressed.
Yeah.
Na pia, the Attorney General anafaa pia come up na solution kwa sababu kumekuwa na dispute before between the National Police Service na pia the National Police Service Commission. They all work in the same thing, they also do the same thing. So yeye anafaa kuja qualify na aseme ni nini ama ni kina nani wako na hiyo mandate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as we wind up, you have something there?
Naona hapa CS Kipchumba Murkomen ambaye ni CS wa Interior anasema that is he wants border riders to be in security meetings, na kutakuwa na security meetings ambazo zitakuwa zinafanyika in all the sub counties, na kwa sababu this is just to reduce the crime ambayo imekuwa pale. And he was addressing journalists in the International Identification Day celebration at Jukwaa la Usalama Forum that is in Homa Bay. So kuna intensify ambayo anajaribu kufanya, and it is also a good initiative ambayo anafanya pale. So kama kuna kama kuna mwana boda yoyote, ni vizuri akisikia kuna hizi security meetings ambazo ziko pale waweze kuwapia ndio waweze kujadili mambo ya insecurity ambayo imekuwa ikiface our nation.
Yeah. And that is what we had on what is happening today, right?
Yes.
You have something to tell the viewers?
Just to for being there for us, na pia kuwakaribisha kwenye conference ambayo inaendelea hapa. All the ladies are welcome, karibuni sana. Hii ni wiki yenye ya ku-equipped. Na pia kuna watumishi wa Mungu ambao wanakuja hapa, so karibuni sana na kumkuwe na siku njema yenye baraka. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in for this segment that is the current affairs. We're always here to make sure that you stay updated of what is happening that is in our country and beyond. Just as Mr. Kimotho amesema, the Ladies of Nobility Conference inaendelea. Please purpose to attend. Ladies, let's arise, let's get empowered, because I know there is something that God has installed for us. For more information on the Ladies of Nobility Conference, contact 07-277-66553. Till next time, may God bless you abundantly as you purpose to attend. That is the Ladies of Nobility Conference. Bye-bye.